I will be taking over this session once again today. I'm live from Gloucester, and it's very exciting to meet you all. Today's question is why some people like to argue. And let's start off with Virat. Hi, Virat.
Yes, hello, good evening, ma'am.
Hello, good evening.
Could you please repeat out your question?
I will repeat the question. Don't worry about it for now. All I'd like you to do is tell us a bit about yourself and as well what you did with your day. So from the moment you woke up till now, what have you done?
First of all, good evening, ma'am. Myself, Virat, and I'm pursuing a BTech degree from Dehradun. As I talk about waking up, as I do my daily routine, after all, I have done my coding stuff related project. And based on that, I slept in the evening, and now I'm attending an interview.
Good, very good. And now you need to tell me what you did throughout your day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes?
Sorry?
Yes. Can you tell me what you did throughout your day? So from the moment you woke up, what did you do?
Yeah, ma'am, as I said, after waking up, I do my daily routine. And after that, I have gone through my project programming stuff. And after that, I have attended my online classes. And now I'm attending an online meeting.
Okay, fantastic. And so the question that we have today is, why do people like to argue?
Sorry, why do people?
Like to argue, have arguments.
Okay. All right. So, well, if I talk about argument, most of the people thought that their aspects are measured correctly. That's why they just do argument. And one more important thing, they just want to make them a supreme, like I'm superior than you, and something like this. Most of the topic for argument is this only.
Okay. Very good. Okay, and do you think that arguments help people maybe get to an answer, or do you think arguments end up with people not finding an answer?
Well, ma'am, if I talk about argument, as everybody knows that one more famous quotation, like there is no end of argument. So I don't think that people end up landing something like doing argument is a good thing from my aspects.
Okay, very good. And have you had any arguments lately?
Ma'am, during my college hours, I had my argument with my friends sometimes.
Okay. And what were the arguments about?
They are just of daily kind of emerging problem, like with friend going somewhere else, and they just told me to go to this destiny, but I don't make them to like. I just to agree, and I do argument like I'm planning to go to this place and all.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Virat. I'll now move on to Pupala.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Can you introduce yourself, please? And also tell us what you did with your day.
Okay, ma'am. I'm Pawan Kumar. I'm from Dharmavaram, Andhra Pradesh. I completed my graduation in BTech in Mechanical Engineering at Samskriti School of Engineering at Puttaparthi. In my daily routine, I wake up at 6 o'clock. I will go for my farm because I will help to my parents. After that, I will come, and now I'm pursuing MBA first year. After online classes, the online classes are start at 10 o'clock to 4 p.m. After that, I will go to gym 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now I am attended the online classes, ma'am, the online meeting. This is all about my routine and myself. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. And can you tell us about why do people like to argue? What do you think is the reason? Why do you think people like to argue?
Means argue means someone they don't know completely, ma'am. They know only for half of the matter. They will be argue with anyone. And also the Virat, my friend the Virat also told me another thing is, uh, uh, the superior who have the superior, they don't know that much of knowledge, have the uh, smaller than that guy. They are there is the another thing, that one also.
Okay. And do you think that calling people out and having arguments with them, do you think that this actually helps you, or does it hinder you?
That one thing is, means they have complete knowledge about that one, means that argue means it will be helpful, man. They don't know about that complete knowledge about that one. They will be agree, they will be argue with anyone because they know another guy is, they know completely about that one. They argue with me means it's completely waste of that waste of the argument.
Okay, so they really completely waste their time. They just like to argue for the sake of arguing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And do you think there are good arguments to have, though? Do you think that arguments can be good?
Sometimes it's good, man.
Like when? Can you give us an example?
Mainly, a good thing you have to. It's when you when tomorrow we are going to any other, means like a friend and friends talking, like the friends, between the friend lock. He know the how to go to the way of destiny, but he don't know, the another guy is don't know, but he that he tell means, what he tell means, this way go to, this way go, it's reach very means you reach earlier, means earlier. He don't know where is the, there is a no means there is a repair of work, means he know already, his friend is know there is a repair of work, is a road, all those things, but he don't know, but he is arguing, I know, I already I seen the net, all those things. The net is a different, or the reality is different now. What is the, they don't know anything like that.
Okay. And have you had any arguments lately? And what were
Means
they about?
with my parents, sometimes.
Okay. And would you say, why do you like to argue with your parents? Let me pick on that one now.
I mean, why? Because I'm going to any other tour, means they will be give only for little amount, ma'am. They don't know how much expenses are there in the tour, but they're giving only for 50% of amount, not is 100%. That's why on time I am argue with my parents like that, ma'am.
Because they didn't give you enough money.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in this kind of argument with your parents, do you like to argue with your parents? Is
No,
it
ma'am,
something you like to do?
means when I argue with my parents, means they will give 100% of expenses. That's why.
That's why you like to argue with them, because you know that they will finally cave in. Okay. Okay. Very good. And you told me that people like to argue for the sake of arguing. Some people, that there are a lot of people who just like to argue to say something, to look like they, to show themselves off, and to look like they're saying something for the sake of arguing. Are there any other reasons that you know of why people like to argue?
Means someone means this like in our language, dabba. Means it's famous, ma'am. He don't know anything, but he telling to other guys, I know I know this hero, I know this the politician, all those things. Hey, you don't know means, hey, I know, man. You don't know about that guy. Yesterday I taken the photo from my politician, CM means Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, like that, man. They will told means, they will argue like that. Hey, you don't know, man. He is not working even also, but he was telling like that.
Okay. All right. Very good. Let's move on to, oh, he left. Okay. Let's move on to Surav now. Surav, what about you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, please? and also explain a bit more about your day, what you did with your day.
Okay, ma'am. So I am Saurav Rao, and basically I am from Odisha, and I belong to Cuttack city, which is also known as Silver City of Odisha, and basically I am pursuing BTech currently, and at KIT University, Bhubaneswar. Currently, I am in third year now. So, and my stream is electronics and telecommunication branch. And coming to how I spent my day, so basically I want to tell that due to I'm a little bit unwell, so I woke up little bit late, and so my examination end sems are going on. So I try to study a little bit, and then as you know, my health is little bit unwell, so I try to cope up with my health and as well as my studies, and I take rest for few hours. And lately, I took some medicines and consulted my doctor, and now I am attending an online session with you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. I hope you get well soon.
Yes.
And
Thank you, ma'am.
my question is, why do you think people like to argue?
So my point of view is that why people argue is that this is basically if people having two conflicting points on a particular topic, that is the basic root of an argument. If we say that a topic is there and there are two peoples, one people is saying against that topic, and while other people is trying to defend that topic, so that where there is an starting point of an argument.
Okay, and okay, so yes, the starting point of an argument is that there are some people for and some people against. But do you know
Yes,
why
ma'am.
what the reason is why people like to argue? What do they like about arguing?
So basically, there are some times when the argument is out of context, or there are many people who argue without any lack of knowledge about that topic. So I think that without proper knowledge about something, if they started arguing about that point, so I think there will be a clash between 2 points or many people. So I think there will be a simple or out of text argument.
Okay, and so you can see like different people arguing, and like you said, there are for and against, and you take a class of
Yes.
people, and
Yes.
they like to argue. But again, what reason is it that they like to argue? Why do they like to argue their point? Why do you think?
I think that if some people, as you know, ma'am, there are some kind of people who are very stubborn kind of people. So they always like to think about their point of view. They not only think about other point of view. Like if I think that this is a much better copy or some book, this is a much better book, while other people is saying that this book is not good. So while I am a kind of stubborn person, so I think there might be a starting point of a conflict or an argument. Like you are not accepting other points, other people viewpoints. So I think you try to start against using that point. So I think this is a main reason of an argument.
Okay, so finding out your point and knowing where you are and trying to defend it, it's
Yes,
having your opinion. That's why
yes,
people
ma'am.
like to argue, because they like to have
Argue.
their
Yes,
opinion
ma'am.
and knowing exactly. Okay, very good.
Yes.
Are there any more reasons that you can think of that people like to argue, apart from sharing their own opinion and fighting for their own opinion and having a voice?
I think, ma'am, there is hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I
Yes,
am audible.
yes,
Am
you
I
are.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so basically there are also a silly kind of arguments and which also, ma'am, you know that there are in day-to-day basis life, they always go on. And I think like people always argue like what they want. If like suppose my parents, they are a kind of good examples. Like they always try that like pocket money. I want pocket money this month, but they are not. You know, ma'am, they are not willing to give me that. But unfortunately, now I kind of start argument with them like please give me that money this, so a bit of there is a clash between my parents. So I think this is also one kind of reason that what people want and they do not and they didn't get that thing, so they kind of start arguing with that.
Okay, very good. Okay, so it's about also arguing not only to express your opinion and your wants,
Yes,
but
yes, ma'am.
also to get what you want and to express your
Yes,
need.
need.
Okay, good. So we've listed down wants, needs, getting what getting them, getting what you want and what you need,
Yes,
and also
yes.
to express your opinion. Okay, very good.
Okay.
And Papala also gave us another one, which he said people like to argue for the sake of arguing.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good. Yes, carry on.
Ma'am, I also want to add a little bit of thing that, ma'am, there are also kind of that we always don't think that argument is a kind of that it is a negative thing. Ma'am, it is also a positive kind of thing. Ma'am, ma'am, it is a known profession that you have also known that a lawyer. A lawyer always kind of argue in the court. He also tried to defend the good, or he tries to always give the justice by arguing with another person.
Okay.
So I think that it is also we always think that arguing is a negative thing or it has some negative impact. So I don't think that, but always it also have a good plus point in my opinion.
A positive, because it also brings like you said, it argues your point and gives you a voice, but also the
Voice.
positive is, like you said, you can argue for the innocence of someone else.
Innocence, yes, ma'am. We can give them the justice that they want and they deserve. So I think that is
Yes, like as you're saying, like in a court
yes,
with
ma'am.
lawyers, that is an argument.
Yes, ma'am.
It is an argument that's being had, but it's not an argument that we have like everyday lives, like
Yes,
trying
ma'am.
to get
Ma'am, it
money
is
from
not
your
a
parents.
silly or a out of context topic, but it is a kind of, ma'am, professional application that it has. So I think
Very
it is
good.
a very good way to go.
Good, excellent. Pupala, now I'd like you to take on what he said and carry on with the question as why do people like to argue? So Pupala, why do you think, what other reasons can you come up with? Why do people like to argue?
Means like two parties, ma'am. Two parties two parties members are they argue my leader is great, my leader that one, like that. That is not like a silly, ma'am, not a like a mature person. And also
It's not
another one is
mature.
not is a mature. And also another hero, means my hero is like that. My hero is helping to each other, my hero is like that also. That
Okay.
thing is a silly, not is that one mature. And another point is tell me the mature one is also the lawyer is defended in the court. That one is a mature and is a professionally like that.
Okay. So Papala has taken now arguments, political arguments that are immature, and then gone on to comparing them with ones in court, which are very mature and professional, whilst the political ones tend to be unprofessional. Okay, yes, interesting. So some people like to argue they like arguments, obviously for their career. Okay, good. Uh, any other reasons that you can come up with, Papala, that people like to argue?
Okay,
No? Okay. Suraf, anything else?
Yes, ma'am, I also want to add another point that there are many peoples that have by default behavior that are very argumentative personality, and they are kind of insecure, or they kind of have a defensive kind of communication with others. So that might also start a kind of argument with other people. So I want to sum up that this is also a one point that a behavior of one people, it also kind lead to an argument.
Okay, so some behavior,
Yes, ma'am.
some people's behavior actually leads to an
Yes, ma'am.
argument, but it
Yes.
doesn't explain why they like to argue.
Ma'am, if they're kind of insecure of for example, if I am talking to I a kind of very uh, a kind of bit shy person, for example. So my friend is kind of very socialized friend. So if he take me to a bar or some kind of pub, so if he want to drink me some alcohol, but as I am a very kind of bit shy or kind of insecure bit about that, so I kind of start arguing about that point, like no, I don't want this, but he says that okay, it's fine, it is now we are adults now, so you can have it. So I can say that it also lead to an argument, and people like to defend their personality or behavior, some kind of. So I think that.
Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, anything else you'd like to add to that, Kupala?
No, no.
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, now, since we have some time left, I'm going to ask you a few more questions. So, Surav, with regards to
Yes, ma'am.
argument,
Yes, ma'am.
have you had any fruitful arguments? So arguments that have turned out in a positive way?
Ma'am, if I recall, yes, ma'am, I did have an fruitful argument back into my colleges with my professor. Yes, ma'am, actually, I think in my perspective of view, it was a fruitful argument. Actually, there was a miscorrection in my grade sheet report about a grade. So basically, I should have an upgradation in my grade, but my professor, as I don't know if he or she has a grudge on me, but he always tried to reduce my grades. But I always started an argument with that, why he haven't give me my deserving grade that I already deserve. So he always put in an argument with me that you deserve this grade or so what. So then I posted a complaint to my higher authorities about that, like my professor is not giving me grades that I deserve. So the higher authorities checked my papers, and they upgraded my grade. So I think that time, the conversation or that argument I had with my professor, it was fruitful argument. So I think in my point of view, it is good.
Very good, excellent. And Kupala, let's move on to you. Have you had any fruitful arguments lately besides getting money from your parents?
Ma'am, one thing, ma'am. First time I came for interview in of a cognizant. Uh, I don't know how to tell about myself also, ma'am. On that time, I told my name 3 times, ma'am. I am Pawan Kumar. I am Pawan Kumar, like that. I came to told my placement officer, like the placement officer, like that. I lost my interview, like that. I told, ma'am. But he tell you have your show of the like all the college show means I'm build up, ma'am. You know, build up means, you build up all the things. You as a selected, but you not selected. Why? What happened? What is the mean? Huh? Where we are put now our faces, or why you are show to my principal all that day. But I truthfully I tell to told means what will happen means there is an insult, ma'am. that happened. I told my placement officer, but he tell me you are faced. You are showing show off all the college. Why? Because you are the first candidate you are selected to cognizant interview. That's why like that. On the time I cannot control my feeling, ma'am. My on the time I can be I also beat that guy, my placement officer. Yes, ma'am. Why? Because I uh, I can remember that incident also means I cannot control my tears, ma'am, like that. Why? Because I truthfully I told to like the this is happened like this is happened. Why? That's why I lost that interview, like that I told. Huh? But he cannot accept that one means nowadays the truth is not important, ma'am. I on the time I can realize that one. Uh, like that, man. That is one of the my saddest and truthful like that, man. One
Oh my
incident.
goodness.
Mm.
Okay. Well, thank you both very much for sharing those stories with us. So today we've covered the topic of why do people like to argue, and we've seen many aspects of it. Some people like to argue for the sake of arguing. Some people like to argue because they have to voice their own opinion. Some people like to argue because it is a legal case. Some people like to argue because they want to show off and get votes. Politicians. Some people argue because they want to express their wants and needs and can only get what they want and need if they argue till the end. The example with money. So we've covered many reasons why people like to argue. Do we learn anything from argument? Well, if we look at what professionals do, we have the philosophy, a section of philosophy that teaches us how to argue. So can we learn anything from a good argument? Most probably, yes. We can go away from that argument knowing more about the topic and knowing more, maybe coming up with potential solutions. But arguing for the sake of arguing, no, we're not really going to learn anything from that. When we also shared you shared some of your personal stories where you've had an argument and it has been fruitful. My time with you is coming to an end, and I'd like to thank you both. There were 3, but now 2, both of you for joining this class, and I look forward to seeing you progress during the week, and I look forward to our session tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
giving your time.
Thank you,
Valuable.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.